Roger Spencer.
Here.
LaDonna Allen.
Here.
Will you all please stand and join me in our pledge of allegiance and the invocation? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would you pray with me? Gracious God, as we come to you this evening for another Carl Junction Board of Alderman meeting, we ask that you just bless us with your presence and your guidance in all that we say and all that we do. It's in your most holy name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Rick. Next is the approval of the agenda. Are there any comments or corrections to the agenda?
Make a motion, we approve the agenda back.
Second.
By Roger Spencer, second by Holly Levine. All those in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. 6 in the affirmative, 2 absent. The agenda is approved. Next is the consent agenda. Approval of minutes of the previous meetings, both open and closed, and approval of disbursements. Are there any comments, corrections to the consent agenda?
I move we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Was submitted on Allen, second by Roger Spencer to approve the consent agenda as presented. All those in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. 6 in the affirmative, the consent agenda is approved. 6 approved. 2 absent. Public forum. Anyone wish to speak in public forum? Got a lot of time if you guys want to speak. Last call for public forum. Very well, we'll move on then. Next is the approval of the destruction of police department paper records. Who wants to talk, Steve or Mark?
They're just old records, same as City Hall presented theirs last council meeting. We just got ours in order, ready to destroy.
Very good. Any comments for the chief or questions? I'll need a motion to approve the.
I'll make a motion, we, okay this.
Second.
Motion by Roger Spencer, second to LaDonna Allen, pardon my cold, for the approval of the destruction of police department records as presented in Elena's email. All those in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. 6 in the affirmative with 2 absent. The destruction is approved. Next is approval of the bids for the Deerfield Lift Station screening structure.
Attached is the letter from engineer, Jeff Asbell Excavating and Trucking was responsive low bidder, $48,258.57. And we are recommending them for the contract.
And this is so we hopefully won't have any more of the clogs at lift station, right?
Yeah, hopefully so.
Hopefully so. All right. Any questions, Mike?
How much extra work is it for the public works department? They have to go every day, clean this out?
Every day, but they're up there at that lift station checking it every morning anyway. So they're already there doing it. It's
Pulling out a basket?
pulling out a basket and putting it in a trash bag and hauling it off. That's it.
Which is a lot better than buying a new pump or a new shredder. Well,
I move we approve the bid for Jeff Asbell Excavating for the screening.
Second.
motion by Don Allen, second by Holly Levine to approve the bid by Asbell for the Deerfield Lift Station screening structure. All those in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. 6 in the affirmative, 2 absent. That bid is also approved. Next are ordinances. First is an ordinance approving change orders 1 and 2 with Ace Pipe for wastewater collection system rehabilitation. Would anyone like to put it on first reading?
Oh, yes, I will do that. I move we put this ordinance on first reading by title only.
Second.
Motion by Don Allen, second by Roger Spencer to put this ordinance on first reading by title only. Will the clerk please read the title?
An ordinance approving change orders number 1 and 2 to an agreement between the city of Carl Junction, Missouri and Ace Pipe Cleaning Incorporated to complete the 2021-02 wastewater collection system rehab for the city of Carl Junction, Missouri. Said change order number 1 being for more materials used for a total increased cost of $11,753.55. Change order number 2 being for less materials used for a total decreased cost of $41,434.06 and decreasing the total contract cost to $110,231.49. and authorizing the mayor to execute such change orders number 1 and 2 for and on behalf of the city of Carl Junction, Missouri.
Discussion?
I'm always happy to see a change order going in the right direction. But why was it reduced so much? I mean, is there a reason that it was off that much, or did it just not require as much work as we thought it was going
No,
to
it
be?
did not require as much work as what we had originally planned in it. There was a line, and it lays it out in there that the biggest addition or the biggest deletion was that a chimney sealant was not needed on one of the manholes.
Well, again, I'm very happy to approve reducing any total costs.
And this will be the final on that, and that'll wrap up the whole contract, the 2021 contract.
Any further discussion?
I move
Put it on second reading, the title only.
second.
Motion by Roger Spencer, second by Donna Allen, put this ordinance on second reading by title only. Will the clerk please read the title?
An ordinance approving change orders number 1 and 2 to an agreement between the city of Carl Junction, Missouri and Ace Piping Incorporated to complete the 2021-02 wastewater collection system rehab of the city of Carl Junction, Missouri. Said change order number 1 being for more materials used for a total increased cost of $11,753.55. Change order number 2 being for less materials used for a total decreased cost of $41,434.06, and decreasing the total contract cost to $110,231.49, and authorizing the mayor to execute said change orders number 1 and 2 for and on behalf of the city of Carl Junction, Missouri.
Any further discussion?
I move we put this ordinance on final passage.
Let me ask you something. Are we gonna be able to put, okay, there it is. Up there.
Second.
Motion by Donna Allen, second by Rick Williams to put this ordinance on final passage. This is a hand vote to go to electronic voting. All those in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. 6 in the affirmative, please vote electronically. 6 yeses and 2 absents. And that is ordinance
2301.
2301. What?
Holly's didn't show up.
No, she voted on Bob's machine.
I voted on that.
That's
I have no trouble.
Whoops.
For the record, please show that Holly voted in favor and Bob was absent.
Bob got the vote, didn't even know it.
Okay, next is ordinance approving an engagement agreement with Gilmore and Bell to provide post-issuance disclosure compliance services.
Move we put this ordinance on first reading by title only.
Motion by Rogers, motion by LaDonna Allen, second by Rick Flynn. Will the clerk please read the title?
An ordinance approving an engagement agreement between the city of Carl Junction, Missouri and Gilmore and Bell PC to provide post-issuance disclosure compliance services commencing April 30th, 2023 for a term of 5 years for the sum of $1,500 per year as provided in the engagement agreement, providing the terms and conditions thereof, and authorizing the mayor and/or city administrator to execute said agreement for and on behalf of the city of Carl Junction, Missouri.
Discussion?
This keeps Gilmore and Bell, our bond attorneys, on retainer then, and they provide us paperwork that we have to send in to S&D. I think is who it is, if I remember right. They do all the paperwork, they send it to us, we sign off on it, and it goes in. It's part of keeping our bond rating as good as what it is.
Discussion? Any further? Comments?
So it says submit the city's annual report to the MSRB via Emma.
Emma reporting.
I move we put this ordinance on second reading by title only.
Second.
Motion by Don Allen, second by Haley Levine to put this ordinance on second reading by title only. Will the clerk please read the title?
An ordinance approving an agreement. An ordinance approving an engagement agreement between the city of Carl Junction, Missouri and Gilmore and Bell PC to provide post-issuance disclosure compliance services commencing April 30th, 2023 for a term of 5 years for the sum of $1,500 per year as provided in the engagement agreement, providing the terms and conditions thereof, and authorizing the mayor and/or city administrator to execute said agreement for and on behalf of the city of Carl Junction, Missouri.
Any further discussion?
But we put this
We
one
put this on final passage.
second.
Motion by Roger Spencer, second by Don Allen to put this ordinance on final passage. This is a handbook to go to electronic voting. All those in favor, please signify by, is that what I did? We already did it twice? Yeah. 6 in favor. Please vote electronically. Well, Bobby voted again.
Yeah, she had hers.
I know, well, she should try that one next time.
It's what it is, it's switched in the computer system because Holly's name should be listed first on it, so it is a glitch in the computer system. It is not what Holly is doing.
I'm well aware of that.
Holly is doing it correctly. It is the computer system that's not doing it right.
All right. Okay, 6 in favor, 2 absent. The ordinance passes. Next is ordinance approving contract with Capital Paving and Construction LLC for the Pinnell Sidewalk Phase 4. What?
That was number order
Oh,
2302.
I put it down. Thank you, I'm sorry. You guys hear what I said that? Next is an ordinance approving contract from Capital Paving and Construction LLC for the Pinnell Sidewalk Phase 4.
Move we put this ordinance on first reading by title only.
Second.
Motion by Donna Allen, second by Roger Spencer to put this ordinance on first reading by title only. Will the clerk please read the title?
An ordinance approving an agreement between the city of Carl Junction, Missouri and Capital Paving and Construction LLC to construct the Route Z Canal Street Sidewalk Improvements Phase 5, Federal Aid Project Number TAP 9900757 for the city of Carl Junction, Missouri in accordance with the contract documents for the sum of $481,971.76, providing the terms and conditions thereof, and authorizing the mayor to execute said agreement for and on behalf of the city of Carl Junction, Missouri.
Discussion?
This is phase 5 of the project that goes from Grimes all the way down to Dean. And it's the match that we will put in. I forgot to look it up and you asked me to.
That's what I was gonna
This
ask. Did we
this
confirm?
afternoon you
It's
did.
30, we think 30
30%, I think
on that.
we increased our match on it to guarantee that, a little bit guarantee that we'll get.
And we got another one too, right? After
We
this.
did, we got another one, which will take it from Dean to Arlington.
Yeah, good.
That one, we're just starting on that.
Yeah, that'll be next year.
Yeah.
Any further discussion?
I move we put this ordinance on second reading by title only.
Second.
Motion by Donna Allen, second by Holly Levine to put this ordinance on second reading by title only. Will the clerk please read the title?
An ordinance approving an agreement between the city of Carl Junction, Missouri and Capital Paving and Construction LLC to construct the Route Z Canal Street Sidewalk Improvements Phase 5, Federal Aid Project Number TAP 9900757 for the city of Carl Junction, Missouri in accordance with the contract documents for the sum of $481,971.76, providing the terms and conditions thereof, and authorizing the mayor to execute said agreement for and on behalf of the city of Carl Junction, Missouri.
Is there any further discussion?
I move we put this ordinance on final passage.
Second.
Motion by Donna Allen, second by Holly Levine to put this ordinance on final passage. It's a hand vote to go to electronic voting. All those in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. 6 in the affirmative, please vote electronically. 6 yeses with 2 absent. The ordinance passes. And that is ordinance.
2303.
Thank you. Okay, next we have the administrator's report. Would anyone have anything like to comment on or have questions for him or gripes?
I would like to set up a code committee one of the days this afternoon, if everybody's available. Our typical 3:30, I think, works pretty good. So if you're on the code committee, if you have a day this week.
That's Rick, Holly, Bob, and Roger.
It works till 5:30.
We can do it later, that's fine. 6?
If that's okay with you guys.
What days work for you?
I don't have any complaints with Bob.
I can't do Thursday.
Yes, if you're not.
Yeah, evening like that, I'm open all evenings, you know, so.
What do you think, Tuesday? 6:30.
Thursday?
I can't do Thursday.
We're gonna be gone Tuesday.
Next week, you're gonna be gone. There's a couple
Oh,
of you
that's
gonna be gone on Tuesday and Wednesday, so
It's a Monday.
Monday?
That next week?
All right.
No,
That's
2
the week
weeks.
after.
That's
The
2
week
weeks.
after?
That's 2 weeks.
That's 2
That's
weeks.
2 weeks
Sorry.
after.
So next week is fine.
Yeah.
On Monday
sorry.
evening. Actually, 6 o'clock works really good because I'll get a P and Z at 7, so 6 o'clock works really good on Monday.
6
The
o'clock Monday.
13th.
Yeah,
This coming Monday?
yes.
Elena, would you please notify Mr. McAfee?
Yes,
Anything else for the city administrator? Nothing at all? Very well then. Moving right along. We'll go with the treasurer, long-term projects report. I guess I better get that.
There is a bunch on there, and I have other information too, so. I did not get the quote in for the shade structures or the pavilion. I talked to the contractor yesterday. They were still working on it for that estimate. We do need to get a consensus from you. Attached with the report are 3 different designs for the pavilion at Lakeside Park with the storage and bathrooms. Staff would like to see A102, but it is you guys' decision, which is the second option, number 2 floor plan, which is up to you guys, if that's okay with you. There are a couple of changes that need to be made to it that I'll tell them about. That counter, outside counter with the sink, it needs to be a lot bigger. And I would like to make the storage bigger by moving the bathrooms out and taking those bathroom doors and putting them on the inside of the pavilion. So what they'll have to do to block is they'll put block on the inside to block anybody's view from looking in the bathrooms.
Does that storage include the utilities?
Yeah, the utilities will be in there, but it's going to be, because of the pavilion, it's a very basic, it'll have an electrical panel. And
Because on that first design, there's a special utility storage area.
yeah, that utility chase for just the utilities, but with that number 2, they'll be within that storage. That's one reason why I wanted to make it bigger.
I remember when we first talked about this, there were gonna be 3 bathrooms. Male, female, and then family or unisex, everybody
Right.
put it.
We changed that to make both of them unisex because we were going to end up putting baby changing tables in both of them anyway, so they might as well just be that.
And then just eliminate the,
And we eliminated that. Basically, what you have there is a storage room instead of that 3rd bathroom.
and the storage room would be mainly used for
Soccer, us, if we need to put, we'll have product that we'll need to put in there, you know, the toilet paper and paper towels and all of that stuff too, so. Yeah,
How is this oriented? So the restrooms in the routine, that's the north side, east side, south side, west side? How are
it will be bathrooms on the east side, open to the playground that will be to the west, and open to the soccer fields and where the playground will be. So the bathrooms will be between the road and playground on that side. Makes it easier to bring in the water and the sewer also from that side, because that's where they'll have to go.
So are you planning on making both restrooms go out to the edge of the pavilion?
Yes,
Okay, that'll make the storage area even larger then.
yes.
Okay.
You see the
There it
doors
is on
opening
here.
from the inside of the pavilion.
Yeah, doors opening from the inside for the restrooms. We'll leave the big roll-up door on that. It'd be, end up being the east side for the.
So yeah, so storage room is gonna pick up another 10
that is
feet probably
12.
width.
Yeah.
Well, we also talked about the dumpster and everything else. Where will that be?
We'll pour a pad, probably off to the side of the parking lot.
If that storage is made up, sorry.
And I'm assuming it will be fenced in or fenced around and
Yeah.
stuff.
If the storage is that much wider, would you have the rolling door and possibly just a regular door as well?
Yes, we will see how much room it is that they have.
I bet you can do that.
A man door and.
Probably easier than
Yeah.
roll that up.
Do those goals come apart?
They can.
You probably don't want to do that though. Then again, you find some kid that gets a golf cart and steals it and tries to drive over all of them.
That should never happen.
No, it only happened once last year. So I was just trying to think, if you have enough room, might be able to put those in there when you're not doing that.
Yeah, for sure.
And you're gonna make the sink.
The
Same
the
thing.
counter on the sink, I want to extend it a lot longer because, you know, if you have a bigger party in there or something, you gotta have someplace to put coolers and,
Yeah, might as well.
you know, if somebody has a bunch of crock pots, whatever, you know, you gotta have more room than,
Is there gonna be electric on the outside like that?
yes.
And if we ever get Wi-Fi there, we'll camera it.
Yep.
Not Wi-Fi, but not fiber optic.
This is probably something that's not possible. This is just the posts and the.
Yeah, what he did was what he told us in an email was that he had looked at the post and beam construction of the outside of the clubhouse. And so that it will semi-match that. So,
If there was any way to have like a roll up, just a canopy basically to provide a wind block, you know, on one surface. And I don't know if that's possible between the posts. That I've been to a pavilion before and you just unroll and, you know, so you kind of make just a wind block so it can be used when it's a
We'll
little
see, we'll be doing
chillier.
that later, yeah.
If this would be possible to add something like that in the design phase now, or it may require the posts to be a little closer together or something, you know, to be able to provide for that. But anyway.
so that A102 is okay with everybody?
Right now, they're 15 feet between posts.
Yeah, we should be able to find something. You know, if you put 3 15-footers in there between those one posts, have them roll up all the way to them, so they're out of the way.
Just as long as people don't get mad if they won't be able to watch their kids play soccer. That's not gonna be my problem. That'll be yours, Mike.
So if everybody's concurs with that, we'll proceed with the A102 with those changes.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. We will do.
I guess the only other option and the only question, if somebody has rented this pavilion for private event, is it with the doors opening on the inside, people still coming and going in and out of the bathrooms? There's an event happening right there, and that's kind of where the sink is going to be, and you're going to have people coming and going, and I don't know if that's the only other option, is those doors opening on the inside.
Ugh. I guess I wouldn't follow that. I kind of like them open to the outside. I mean, to the east and west. That's what it's.
Yeah, they would actually be to the north and south. The roll-up door would be on the east.
Oh, so it's, okay, the orientation's a little different then.
Yeah, they've got the orientation wrong on the paper.
So you're gonna have, okay, so it's gonna run east and west then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I,
But you said the doors
kinda
open
see
to
what
the
you're
inside, to the pavilion.
To the pavilion side, the doors will be opening.
Why is that better than opening to the outside?
Yeah.
It's an easy way to enlarge that storage room. And it's minimal change on the inside of the bathrooms to do it that way. The slab is already, I think through this a little bit here, the slab is already so big. So if you take that wall and move it to the outside of the slab, you've only got one footer that you need underneath that slab to support your wall. If you do it the way they have it drawn, you're going to have two additional footers that are going to have to be poured there to support those bathroom walls. So it makes it structurally more easier to go all the way to the outside. That is the drawback of it, is that if you have somebody renting that and they get a party going on in there and you got soccer going on at the same time.
Especially if they have their stuff laid out in the sink and the doors to the bathroom right there by the sink.
Yeah, you've got to, well, I think I'd put the doors to the outside of the pavilion slab, but not to the outside of, if you see what I mean, put it in that corner. You know, you would have that traffic problem.
Why don't you put it on the outside of the whole pavilion?
Yeah, you're gonna end up pouring a sidewalk or something would be the only thing, and so that people.
I'll bet Jay can do that.
You're still gonna build the wall around the door.
Well, I mean, that's, to me, then you got bathrooms on either side too, and you got the doors that open on either side.
On the sides.
And you don't have to worry about the people in the.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my preference. That's,
yeah, I have.
I think that's what you're talking about too.
Except when you're in the pavilion and you have to walk around the outside.
Well, if you don't do it on the far side, if you do it on the side, those sides.
Just the way it is drawn currently, just keep it that same exact.
Yeah, just move it out.
Yeah, it would
Yeah,
be
that's
fun.
what I was thinking.
You know, your sidewalk or whatever is, you've got to have for ADA, you got to have a minimum of 5 feet between the edge of that concrete and the building. For ADA, it's got to be 5 foot wide. So you can still move that, still gain some extra space.
I mean,
Leave
that's,
the doors where they are.
to me, I would leave the doors, the design the way it is there, and just move those out to the edge and make the storage room wider. And Jay can pour that concrete.
Oh,
He
yeah.
can form it and pour it without any trouble.
I'm sure that the people that drew this up have some reasonings why the doors should go one way or the other, and they've thought this through. And
Yeah,
a lot
if
of
you look
money, so
at,
probably just ask them what they think is best. They probably have already thought of all these issues.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, because if you had a birthday party or something and you got random people
Yeah.
coming back and forth.
if you've ever been in a Corps of Engineer bathroom at a campground, you know, they have a poured concrete. You have, when you walk in the door, you'll have the sink, and then they'll have a poured concrete wall partway through the building so that the urinal or the toilet, you can't see from the outside when the door, you know, if the wind blows the door wide open or something like that. It's still private. And that's kind of what they would have to do. If you do have the door on that other one, you'd have to have something like that. But if you leave the doors where they are, you're okay.
As far as the stuff that's in like the toilet and the sink and all, is this gonna be like, when you mentioned the Corps of Engineers, I've been in some of those, and those are just stainless steel looking.
Stainless,
Kind of gross.
those are a whole lot more indestructible than porcelain.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we've got
And we
at
have replaced
Country Club, isn't it? Country Club
stainless.
Park
Yeah,
is
they're stainless.
stainless.
And we've replaced enough toilets because they'll beat them up, they'll, whatever, you know.
Yeah, I agree. I kind of like after you said that, I think it'd be better to have the doors out. So it
Okay,
would be my.
Again, ask the architects of this, because they may have reasons why it's better to do it one way or the other that we haven't thought of.
Yeah. Otherwise, I guess, I like that plan.
everybody shook their head yes, so that's what we'll go with. Okay. I've also attached, the engineer gave us, this is a future one, we'll have to get public facilities together. There's a park and trail master plan, and there's a cost estimates for, they gave us a grand total, and they also broke it down into phases for each park. Those are in there, so we'll have to get facilities committee together to talk about those. We have a good estimate from Continental Tools on repair, bringing the pool up to code and doing the repairs on the pool. He gave us an estimate of anywhere from $990,000 up to $1.3 million. They are currently doing a project similar to this in Mount Vernon, but it is a smaller pool, and it is $627,000 for, that same style of work, but just for a smaller pool. So that's the estimate for the pool repair. On the
Any chance for a grant or any kind?
I running through the different grants on the top of my head here, I don't think there's anything that covers this.
If I understood right, when I had heard that number, it fell out of my chair. It's because of the extent, like, it's, at this point, it's not even considered a repair because of everything we would have to remove and take part of the structure out to fix it. Then at that point, it actually becomes a rebuild and we have to bring it up to code, correct?
Yes. Yep. For the trail system, lakeside, repairing and concrete. Putting some of that trail into asphalt, like some of it already is. Pump station coming down into there is asphalt already, and then doing some of that same asphalt work, and only doing 2,200 feet, 5 or 6 foot wide, depending on what you're looking at. To have it done, 26,000 just for that, or we can do it in concrete, 18,700, but that's with GA doing the install on it, Public Works doing the install instead of contracting out to have somebody do it. So
What portion are you talking about?
this is the northern edge of it from,
Existing parking to where it just hooks up the concrete?
yeah, and then down to where it
Soccer fields.
tees off and goes to the south, and then take some of it over on the other side of that pond towards where we have to do significant stormwater work, some type of a bridging in there.
I'm sorry, is this that first picture, what's in green there, highlighted?
Yes,
But you're saying from existing parking to where it hooks up to the green line or the concrete line,
yeah,
that's 2,200?
yes,
Asphalt, 18,700 for concrete,
yes.
22,000 is what you 2,200 feet. Which
And
would,
that's the difference in the cost, is the fact that Jay's doing the work
Yeah.
or we contract.
yeah, I understand
Yeah, we get, which,
that. And that would cover the existing soccer fields. You know
Yeah,
what-
that's, it
you know
goes
what that
down
is?
through the middle of the soccer fields.
No, it
comes
goes,
from-
goes down the side.
Yeah,
Well, it's,
side.
it's the existing trail right now.
Right.
You know, when you go down and if you went splits, if you're going back before we live and stuff.
And then taking it on around that pond where it splits.
Right, well, my main concern right now is, or I guess which would be just to get it to where it's concrete. At least that takes care of covering the soccer fields with the new pad. And you say that's 18.7 concrete.
But that's another one of those things that we need to meet with public facilities on. For the, couple of lighting projects, in here, in the gym, I think I sent out an email, it's at 7,000. And that gets us brand new fixtures in here, because we do have some fixtures that are no longer working. That's installed. We would buy the fixtures and then the electrician come in and install them all. At the ball fields, I do not have an installation price yet. It was 70,000 for just the lights. And there's actually some poles that we need to replace down there too. I'm not sure how many. We've got some 30-foot and some 40-foot poles. Those are $1,000 a piece when you get to replace poles.
I'm good to go back to the walking trail. if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So the one that the state put in on the thing there, it's asphalt now. You're gonna chip seal that?
No,
That's what it says on here, isn't it? It's red.
no, that asphalt stops up at the north end of Copar Oaks. We're not taking it that far.
Then this show going all the way to Briarburg Drive.
Depends on which picture you're looking at.
I'm looking at the one that just shows where the soccer fields are.
The one from the engineers?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the picture for the paving and the concrete one is different than what the engineers gave us. The engineers is a lot bigger.
Okay, this to me looks like I see where the pad is split there.
Mhm.
And it looks to me like heck, I can't figure
So
it
yes, it does on here. On the engineer's one, he is just saying proposed double chip and seal of the trail instead of concrete. And that's built into his estimate that's in there. And that the engineer's does, there's only a couple places for concrete, and it's where we have some flow problems with water.
This is the road that goes by Thomas's addition, right?
Yes,
That we just had the easement on.
yes.
Okay. That's what I thought. That's now just not much there.
Right.
This washes out every time it rains.
Yes, if you do all of the work that the engineer has in there, instead of that 28,000 or 26,000 or the 18,000, his estimate in there also includes the lighting, the solar lighting. That's
You know?
why it is 1.2 million.
Yeah, well,
That solar lighting is,
the solar lighting is not gonna work because of the batteries.
yeah. And you don't have electric running down through there, so it's even more if you put in wire lighting in there. And that's for that complete trail. So we'd have to go back to him and say, next to lighting,
Okay, yeah, because I'm only concerned about, I mean, I think we definitely need to do the concrete there, but I'm worried about that little area where Jimmy put in those great big culverts in there that just washes out between,
Yeah, that would
that
have
goes
to
along
be,
that easement behind old Royal's house.
yeah, that, most of that actually needs to be concreted.
Yeah.
And put a low water bridge in there to,
Yeah, okay.
What your cost, you were saying the 22,000, what does that cover then? Is that the concrete, so this little 2,200 feet of it?
no,
No,
that
that's
is
asphalt.
only 2,200 feet of it. And that is from the playground and that parking lot, basically over to that pond.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm confused.
And the south portion, we have never done anything other than grade and red rock and everything.
Yeah,
The south
that-
portion
Fine.
by the big pond and the
Yeah.
bridge over there, it's in pretty sad shape.
That needs to be graded.
It needs to be graded and it needs to be. So what I need to do is go back to the engineer then with that Lakeside Park project that he has there, define it a little better, tell him to take out all the lighting.
Yeah.
And see what we can come up with.
Yeah.
for price.
Since we don't let anybody in the parks after dark, we probably don't need lighting.
Okay, 7,000 on the lighting here, and I got several bids on that one. I'll put together a recommendation for you for the next one on the
Yeah,
lighting.
why don't you need to have Mike get a
We do.
committee meeting on that.
Uh,
And I think we need to, because that's a lot of money. You need to see what we can salvage and what we can't
For the ballpark?
for the ballpark.
Yeah.
the ballparks.
Yeah.
Let's see, we got that one. Who's on public facilities?
Well, we got
Us
Burns,
too.
I know.
And,
Oh, right here.
And me.
Yeah, Burns, Gozy, Allen, and Saturday.
We can do an afternoon one for you guys.
Like
I'm free.
Thursday this week, Thursday afternoon open for you three. Can we do 3:30 on Thursday? Awesome. All right.
16th.
this Thursday night.
This
Night. I'm done on the long-term report. I know.
Isn't it expensive long term?
all that money gave me a headache.
Okay. Well, then let's move right along. I got a treasurer's report here. Is that supposed to be on here?
Yep.
Isn't that a treasurer's report?
That is, I didn't have it when I did the agenda, so I just put it on.
But we just won't talk about it until next meeting. Since it's not on the agenda. We'll go with department reports. Let's start off with PD, since PD's here. Looks like a lot of activity for the last 3 weeks. None of it good. Any comments for the chief? Did you go to the meeting today?
Yeah.
Any good news?
Yeah, relatively. So, I applied for just under 42,000 in grants. And tentatively, they've accepted the application for $32,836.36. Once I get actual commission approval, then I'll put out what exactly it is and the amounts.
Okay, thank you. Anything else for the chief? All right. Well, let's go to the next one then, which is Public Works, I believe is here. Jay's here. Any comments for Jay? $54 meters.
You said you water sealed the walking bridge. Was there anything that needed replaced on that?
About 11 boards we need to go back and replace. But we still got a little bit of one one handrail to do. The other handrail we ran out. So all the boards on the bottom's done, but we need to replace probably 11 of them, and then we can go back and respray.
Yeah, some of this flooring was pretty bad when I was on there last spring, I guess.
Yeah, they're just, for some reason, they're curling up and the boards are kind of coming apart. They're not like it's gonna fall through.
Yeah. Nothing else for Public Works? Very well then, we got a building inspector's report in the packet. Any comments about the building inspector? Report.
Good news on the building inspection side, we had 2 commercial applications, permit applications come in. Total's about $2 million for those 2 applications. So a couple of good commercial building permits.
Good. Hope the retail.
Sales tax.
Yeah, sales tax. Anything else? No comments on building inspector? Very well then, we'll go to committee reports. Budget and finance?
Well, we met again yesterday, and worked on budgeting for water, wastewater, and police. And we are going to meet again next Monday at 3:00, and have a couple things we need to go back over on the PD, but then hopefully we can move to general fund. So if anybody has time, come join us at the 3:00. It's low.
Anything for LaDonna? All right, code and nuisance, Rick?
Just reschedule that meeting to review codes on the 13th at 6 p.m.
Great. Anything else? Anybody? Human resources? Roger?
Yeah, we got a closed session again tonight.
Not on human resources,
That's not human resources.
it's on real estate.
I don't know that, but it's got a closed session in it.
There you go.
Okay. I'm glad you mentioned that. Anything else for human resources?
No.
Public facilities and planning, Mike?
We have a meeting on Thursday. to discuss it. That's all.
Anything else for Mike? Senior citizens, Richard, like say anything?
No, things are going good.
Good. It's a good breakfast Saturday,
Yes.
as always. Anything else for senior citizens for Richard? Very well then. We'll move along. Unfinished business. Holly?
No, sir.
Rick?
No, sir.
Roger?
Nothing.
I have nothing. LaDonna?
Nothing.
Mike?
No, nothing.
No, sir.
Nothing, Jim? Mr. Talley? Lena?
No, sir.
Crystal?
No, sir.
Steve?
No, sir.
Mark? Jay? New business. Jim?
Yeah, we kind of spoke about the meeting started with all the activity at the dispensary across from Parks now. Is there any way we can, by law, and I'm not sure how to put this, create an ordinance to prohibit the use of marijuana in the city parks? I know the Missouri state law says it's prohibited in parks, walking along sidewalks, schools, public, not public, and private, and driving a vehicle. But,
Does the new recreational law allow for public consumption? You can't.
I think the general answer is yes, but there are restrictions on it. Don't we have an ordinance drawn up that we're going to be looking at on the subject of, on this subject? I think
is it
it's,
included in the,
I think it's
I'll
like,
have to look.
we can set designated areas, right? Isn't
well,
that what it
it's
is?
dedicated area.
Dedicated, yeah.
there are certain limitations we can put in our code, which I think our code attempts to do.
Yes,
The proposed code, which is going to be reviewed.
we'll have to remember that to look at that.
Yeah, because it's one thing, I guess, smoking cigarettes, but if you're smoking marijuana, I mean, secondhand smoke from this in the city park is just not, in my mind, shouldn't be acceptable at all.
When I just looked it up, it says consumption in public is not permitted.
It's not prohibited.
Not permitted.
Permitted.
Oh, not permitted. There you go.
That should be in our ordinance.
It should be in the ordinance.
Okay.
So who is going to enforce this? As far as,
Right there. There he is.
in which I'm sure they could handle it, but that's just another responsibility to put on a strained system as we have.
And
Not that you couldn't handle it. Please don't take me wrong.
the problem is that, you know, if somebody's in there and they have one pre-roll with them and that's it, and they're in public,
Well, I'm just
you
saying.
can't write them a ticket for it anymore. And unless we have that written in there that public consumption is prohibited.
Well, then you go back to the dedicated area.
Well, now, if they have it on them, that's not smoking it, right?
I'm not saying that.
Just possession.
Yeah, you can use, carry, possess, however you want to put it, buy, possess, use. I mean, you can do whatever you want by law now. But I mean, I hope you understand where I'm going with this
Yes.
as far as the use in City Park. I mean, say you rented a pavilion and the guy next door to you rented another pavilion and they're having a big party and you've got kids and everything else. I mean, you can't be just not acceptable.
Okay.
And I would assume that I wouldn't be, or we wouldn't be the only city that's going to have to take a look at this.
Everybody's looking at it.
Okay.
Everybody in the state of Missouri is
I get it.
struggling.
I mean,
is struggling with what you can and can't prohibit. And I mean, everybody is looking at that.
I mean, it is just a trash law anyway, with the people passed.
I got a
30
question from
pages
CID,
long.
same thing. They want to know what they can do to prohibit it.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
Steve took the MML suggestion, and that's the ordinance that you all are going, the code committee's going to start looking at. But it's a process. It's going to take us a while to get where we need to go.
Anything else, Jim?
No, sir.
Mike?
I was gonna mention this basketball court that we built, the outdoor one. It's getting quite a bit of use.
Yeah.
And that's great. One of the rims on there is bent poorly, and so it needs a new rim. And the second thing,
Damn dunk.
it wasn't me. No question. That surface, the concrete is pretty slick. And I just talked to some kids out there, and they're having a hard time getting traction on that concrete surface. And I don't know if there's a paint that you apply or something that just provides a little bit of traction or something. And I don't know, might look into that.
Yep.
That's the case. I know
Actually-
there's a kid that
There
went out the
actually
other day.
is. It's similar to what they use for the pickleball courts and the tennis courts.
It might make that court a little bit
Okay.
more usable.
Talk about that.
And we need to, the timer is not working on that one also, so we could get that timer fixed.
That's all I have.
Thank you. Don?
Nothing new tonight.
I have no new business. Roger?
Nothing.
Rick?
No, sir.
Holly?
No, sir.
Mr. Tyler? Elena?
No, sir.
Crystal?
No, sir.
Steve?
No, sir.
Chief? Nope. Jay? Very well then. Next on is a closed session for revised Missouri Statute 610-21-2, leasing, purchasing, or sale of real estate by a public governmental body where public knowledge of the transaction might adversely affect the legal consideration therefore. I would like a motion to go
Motion, we go
into
into closed
closed
session.
session, and it's roll call vote.
Second.
Who, you make it? Motion by Roger Spencer, second by Don Allen, we go into closed session for what I just said. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Alderman here. Mike Hurst.
Yes.
Rick Flynn.
Yes.
Jim Gozy.
Present.
Roger Spencer.
Yes.
Don Allen.
6-0, we are in closed session.
Here we go.
Thank you all.